Let's bring in U.S. Ambassador to NATO, Matthew Whitaker. Matthew, Mr. Ambassador, we have the fight over Greenland with Denmark, plus a rift with Canada over tariffs. They're both members of NATO. So what is our relationship these days with NATO?
Well, we're working hard every single day to secure the entire alliance territory. That includes Greenland, it includes Canada, it includes all of Europe and the United States. And so, you know, we some of these daily distractions or these political issues that pop up, we move forward on making sure that we are focused on defense and deterrence and, quite frankly, capabilities, making sure that our allies are as strong as the United States. But, you know, I was just in Norway last week talking about these Arctic issues. It's a unique problem set. It takes unique capabilities. United States obviously is the leader with the most capabilities, but we can all get stronger on this. And there's so many security issues that surround Greenland, and all of those need to be worked on. We need to keep China and Russia out. We need to make sure it's available for our Golden Dome missile defense system. And then at the same time, as the routes open up in the high north, we need to make sure that we're defending every single approach to the Western and European continents.
Mr. Ambassador, as Lucas Tomlinson just reported, NATO's Rutte just said anyone who thinks Europe can defend itself without the US should keep on dreaming. And they are looking at how best collectively we can prevent the Russians and Chinese getting more access to the Arctic region. Sounds like Rutte is very much on board with Trump. Can he carry his NATO members?
Well, I mean, not only is he on board with Trump, but he's also on board with reality, which is the United States is the undeterred and unchallenged world superpower. And the United States obviously has demonstrated some of our capabilities with President Trump's leadership in Venezuela, in the 12-day war. And, you know, we just, again, can project power globally that no one else even tries or can do. But one of the projects we work on here every single day is making sure our European allies increase capabilities. You know, they took about 30 years off after the, you know, fall of the Soviet Union and tried to declare a peace dividend that was illusory. And so we are making sure our allies are spending more. That's what we got out of the Hague Defense Commitment, the 5% commitment. And now we have to operationalize that. And every single day, we're talking about real capabilities, whether that's troops on the ground, whether that's tanks, artillery, or ever increasing, you know, Arctic and space capabilities. So, you know, we're very clear-eyed about the challenges and how Europe needs to take over the conventional defense here on the continent.
Next one, Mr. Ambassador, Israel has agreed to reopen the Rafah Crossing between Egypt and Gaza. This is part of President Trump's 20-point peace plan. And now we have the Wall Street Journal reporting that Israel is backing new militias in Gaza to fight Hamas. How do you see the future of Gaza working out, Mr. Ambassador?
Well, I mean, the good news is we are on the path to peace. We just recovered the final body of the last hostage, and that's incredible news. And now that the Rafah Crossing has been reopened on a limited basis, I think we are continuing to take steps together with the announcement of the Board of Peace. I think all of these things suggest that Gaza, for the first time in many, many years, is on a trajectory for peace and stability, and ultimately a people that can flourish, you know, for the first time in a decade or more. And so I see a lot of positive things. Obviously, the security in Gaza is going to be very important, and those are the issues we're going to have to continue to work on with many of our regional partners that are also committed to peace in Gaza.
Got it. Mr. Ambassador, Matthew Whitaker, thanks for joining us, sir. Appreciate it.